Hey, Ann
Hey,
Hawkins. How are you, Ann Hawkins?
I'm great. How are you?
How is life as Director of Communications for the Film Noir Foundation, amongst all your many other obligations?
It's good. It's good. Yeah, very excited. We're recording this on a Friday, which is,
A
a
little
little later in
different
the
for
a little
us.
different for us.
Do I
And
have? There we go.
yeah, and then but it's 3-day weekend, so got to do the TV listings this weekend, and then edit this and all the shenanigans that goes with that. But I'll still have Monday just to actually relax, so I'm very excited.
Fantastic. Yes, and it's like yes, in this 3 day holiday weekend. This is Memorial Day, correct? Is our
Correct.
I'm sorry. I don't mean that to come out as disrespectful in any way. Like I don't keep track. It's just that I've been so busy lately. I've completely lost track of time. So it's like, where are we again in the calendar year?
I know, I
Um,
know.
yeah.
This week and last week, there were days where I actually asked the person who sits behind me at work what day to confirm what day it was because I just was not sure.
Well, you're young. Kathleen and I do that like 3 or 4 times a day, I think. Like, what day is it again? Is this Thursday? Or were you asking about the date or the day of the week?
The day of the week, like seriously, I just was like so thrown off, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, that'll happen next week as well because of the holiday. Then you'll be all confused because Tuesday will seem like Monday, and yeah, you'll be all goofed up. So
Um,
anyway, was supposed to be. Oh, by the way, if somebody's watching for the very first time, hi, welcome. We hope you enjoy your time here.
and who are you, Eddie? Just in case
I
they don't know.
I'm Eddie Muller. I am the president and founder of the Film Noir Foundation and the host of Turner Classic Movies Noir Alley franchise, and the guy who just does way too much noir related stuff.
It's
Um,
true. You do a lot of noir related stuff.
yes, well, we'll get into this a little bit because this has been one of the most. I'm not going to say one of the busiest times of my life. I feel like I've been busier, but I don't recall having a time with this many irons in the fire, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm doing so much stuff that it's hard to keep track of what the hell, what day it is or what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
this is my little vacation time to do this and to just catch up with you and to hear what people are thinking about, even though some of these questions are a little bit old, but
Yes.
that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and that's about it. There was something else I was going to mention, but I'll be damned if I can remember what it was.
Hopefully it'll come up in the
Oh, it was.
go ahead.
Well, it's that this was supposed to be my downtime because did the Noir City Festival in Hollywood, did the TCM Festival in Hollywood, did the Noir Festival in Palm Springs, all this stuff. And then I said, look, I got like 3 weeks at home, but we're having a new roof put on the house, and you can't see it here. Well, if I turned the camera over here, you can see this stuff where the walls
Yeah.
all cut open. That's because I'm having the house rewired.
Yeah.
Our house is kind of old and it had a lot of um, kind of ancient knob and tube wiring in it that I finally, after all these years, decided to get out. And anyway, so it has not been restful. This has not been a restful time at home. It's just been incredible noise. And we're recording this like 6 o'clock or six. It's now 6:21
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah.
And the guys are gone. The workers are all gone, so I can finally hear myself think.
Yes. It's
That's
good
it.
to be. Yeah. Wow.
And to celebrate that, I'm sorry, but I have a little beverage that I'll be enjoying while we talk here. So
What is it?
it is a Paloma, is what I am drinking. and it doesn't have a grapefruit slice. It has an orange slice, so it's not really an official Paloma, but there you go. It's
We won't count the
lime
garnish
juice,
against you.
tequila, and squirt. Lime juice, tequila, and squirt.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It sounds refreshing.
It is right now. It definitely is. Okay, so I'm ready to attack these questions.
Okay, a few items first before we get to the questions. I just wanted to, because someone asked sort of, they didn't really ask, but someone commented about the fact that their question hadn't been answered yet. So I just wanted to let people know the order we answer questions in are from when they were submitted forward, right? And so we have some people that ask like repeated questions, and those they don't get more than one question answered per episode, even if the questions came in together in a clump or whatever. We're currently answering questions from July 2025, which, believe it or not, is actually an improvement for us because we are more than a year behind at one point.
We're tearing through these.
The lightning round is helping. Yes. And then also, but I did start doing, because questions would come in about something that Eddie showed on Noir Alley or something in one of the festivals, or someone died and that kind of stuff. We do go ahead and put in now because we were just getting so behind that it made no sense for time sensitive questions.
Gotcha. Yeah, time sensitive questions that are connected to something that just happened or is about to happen do tend to gravitate to the top of the list, rather than a more generic question that is not time sensitive that we can get to whenever we get to it. Now you watch. Now everybody will be submitting like
timely questions. I know. Please don't do
which is okay. We'll get around to it at some point. Yeah. What we should do though, Anne, really is we need to start weeding out the repetitive questions.
Yeah.
I am not going to answer ever again why people exit the cars on the curbside if they're driving. Like, I'm not going to answer that question again. I mean, I think we have that one is now filed away for posterity. We're not going to do that one.
All right, good to know. And we had got a couple of helpful comments on our YouTube account on the last video. The Japanese novel I talked about was, and I couldn't remember the author's name, is written by Natsuo Kurino. The novel is nominated for the Edgar Award for Best Novel. She came to the award ceremony in a kimono and followed by a Japanese TV crew. That was from Joseph. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I just wanted there was this
Natsuo Kurino. Natsuo Kurino. That's good. That's a good name. I have not read that book.
It's good. Like I said, I just got so overwhelmed by how grim these women's lives were that I'll go back to it. It's not that it wasn't a good book. It was really, really good. I just got really overwhelmed. So I just need to kind of circle back to it. I reread Strangers on a Train, and now I'm gonna go back to it.
Okay.
I just I was on vacation in LA, and I thought I want to be able to enjoy my time and not think about other women having it so bad. Anyway, and this was unsigned, but I really wanted to read it on air. At the end of last year, I donated to the Film Noir Foundation and want to acknowledge how helpful Darl Sparks was in making sure the contribution got to where it was supposed to. Darl took the time out of her very busy schedule to contact me via phone and email numerous times, and I appreciated it. I'm also looking forward to attending my first Noir City Festival in Boston next month.
Fantastic. Is there a name attached to that?
No, it was an unsigned email.
Well, that's terrific. Thank you, Anne, for including that, because Darl really makes the whole ship run. I mean,
she really does.
Yeah, she's incredible, and she, it's just interesting. A lot of nonprofits. I'm not going to jump on a soapbox here. I'm just going to state this very matter of factly. A lot of nonprofits, work with these systems, automated systems and things that put a degree of separation between the patrons and the organization itself. Like, look, if you've given money to a political group recently, that you're just forever bombarded with stuff, and you never feel like you're dealing with a person. And I hate that. And Darl is, it may take a little longer. It's like us doing this show. It may take a little longer, but people need to know there are human beings doing this work, right? And there aren't a whole bunch of us. The Film Noir Foundation is structurally very, very lean, because that was the concept from the very beginning. Was, if we're going to solicit funding from people to restore films, we want them to know and feel certain that their money is going to that purpose. It's going to the restoration of these films. It's not going to administrative costs and all this other kind of rigmarole. So, so Darl does everything herself. She replies to everybody who signs up, and she gets them their charitable donation form, to prove that we're a 501c3 and all this stuff. And it's a lot. And she really is the backbone of the Film Noir Foundation. So, and we're not changing that. We're not suddenly gonna get an AI application to run our nonprofit operation. I mean, I still believe in people, and and always will.
Okay. So I thought we could share some photos of your very special new housemate.
Oh, do we have photos?
Yes, you sent me some.
I sent them to you.
So I thought that because since he is not going to be appearing on the show, because pardon me.
Yeah, she is never going. I am not going to hold her up in front of the camera. That's never going to happen.
Yes, because she is what we know is known as a feral cat who has decided to grace your home.
Yes. She lives in this house now, but she is a feral cat.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought it would be nice, since you sent photos to me, if we shared them.
I forgot what I sent you. So yeah, let's see what you got here of Bento.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna do this one. Okay, we're gonna shoot. Okay, so that's picture number one.
Yeah, there she is. She's lying in. See, that's such a touching picture for me, because that little bed you see there, that was Tizzy's bed, and we didn't remove it because we weren't prepared to remove her bed, and now Bento has come up, and that was a favorite spot of Tizzy's as well, and she will sleep in that bed on occasion.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, there she is in the wine cellar. But that's the usual spot. She lives down there.
Okay.
She's like a teenager. She lives down in the basement. And then every so often she comes up. This is the stairs from our basement lead into the kitchen. And that I'm obviously cooking dinner or something. And then she was sitting there staring at me, and I took her picture.
And there we go. Okay, hold on. This is that's
her beautiful mystery shot. Yeah, that's the more noirish version of the other picture. Yeah. You can really see her eyes. Now I don't know if her eyes are really that green, or if because the walls of my my kitchen are that very green color you see there on the left. It tends to reflect into her eyes and make them even more green. You can see it a little bit there, but yeah, she's pretty amazing.
Okay, so anyway,
that was nice.
Yes, it's just that
Bento makes an appearance out of nowhere. That's good.
Yeah, we just, like I said, since my cats always get so much attention, I felt like it was only fair. Okay,
it's pretty sweet. She is definitely coming around. you know, check back in like 4 or 5 months and we'll see where we're at. But she comes up when we're watching movies and things. Oh, is that Bruno or Lino? Woo.
I think that's Bruno.
Okay. She comes up and it's so fascinating. I know some people don't like this about cats because everything with a cat is on their terms, you know, whereas dogs will do anything for a person,
Yeah.
almost stupidly so.
Yeah.
But this cat, it's like, you know, it's 9:30 or something, and she'll come up and decide like, okay, I'm going to be affectionate now, and she comes over and flops on the floor, and she is really more Kathleen's cat than mine. They've
Yeah.
really bonded. But you know, but it's like for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm going back in the basement. I'll see you later. And like, we can't possibly fathom what it is that's so interesting to her in the basement, but she's a cat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's endless things down there that fascinate, you know, spiders and vermin and all kinds of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's much more interesting than looking at a couple of dull human beings watching this idiot box over here. I mean, who cares about that? You know, I'm going to go down and explore in the basement.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like whenever like a fly gets into my apartment, Bruno and Lino go completely nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Cats want to hunt things. That's their nature. Okay, so let's start in on the questions.
Okay, here we go.
This is Joe from Suffolk County. Ted Turner died on May 6th at the age of 87. The obituaries all described him as the founder of CNN. Those of us who dwell in the shadows will remember Ted Turner as the T in TCM. I realize that Mr. Turner left TCM long before you were hired, but did you ever meet him? Ironically, the man who would desecrate classic films with colorization also founded TCM, which would go on to be cherished for showing them in the original format, unedited and uninterrupted. The irony, along with his high stakes wheeling and dealing and his penchant for marital infidelity, might qualify him as a Noir character. Who would you cast in the role of Ted Turner? So did you meet him, and who would you cast in the role of Ted Turner in a noir?
It's pretty funny. Yes, I did meet Ted Turner, totally by accident, at the CNN building in New York City, where Robert Osborne would shoot his TCM segments. And I met him when I was a guest with Robert, and we were in makeup, and I went in to get made up to do this appearance with Robert. And I'll be damned if Ted Turner didn't walk in and sit down in the chair next to me, because
Wow.
he was making an appearance on some CNN show, and so he was in makeup, and so we actually sat next to each other and had a chat for about 15 minutes, which, looking back, you realize is just like an extraordinary thing that
Yeah.
I got to talk to Ted Turner for like 15 minutes, just the two of us, and all I can say is that comment about Ted Turner desecrated the movies. The thing that is so fascinating about that is he did it. He did it because I just heard somebody speak Japanese in my ear. I don't know what that was.
I'm sorry. My apologies to everybody. My phone restarted.
Oh, okay.
And it made a noise. My apologies.
All right. But it's just interesting because he thought he was doing something to add value to his investment, right? His purchase of the MGM library. And when he realized it was a colossal mistake, he stopped, and he admitted he was wrong. Can you imagine someone today in the media or any of these people that are in charge of anything today admitting they were wrong about something and just saying and apologizing and saying, okay, I'm not going to do that again? So God bless them,
Sorry, can you hold on a second? I smell smoke.
Uh-oh.
So
Uh-oh.
we're just going to take a quick pause. I think it's coming from outside, but I want to make sure it's not coming from here.
It is coming from outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
It's just the Ha Ra Lounge is burning down.
I mean, the problem is we have people who like, God, that's really close by though. We have people that grill out on the streets around here, which is,
Yeah.
highly dangerous.
Yep.
So anyway.
Okay. We may cut that part, or maybe we won't.
So
It'll
maybe
be
we
just
won't.
like
Maybe it'll be an exciting, exciting look into my life in the Tenderloin.
there you go.
But we'll have to stop recording if I have to evacuate the building.
Okay. All right. Deal. I won't make you stay and finish the episode. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, that was my Ted Turner. And who would play Ted Turner in a movie? Wow. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it would help if they actually were kind of a Southerner, but somebody can fake that drawl pretty easily. But I don't know. That's a tough one. I What any ideas? Rescue me. I can't really think of who would play Ted Turner.
Who would play Ted Turner? I mean, I would really prefer someone who's actually from the South and could do an
act. Well, yeah, that's
that's always my preference. Nobody's really coming to mind. Not from the South. He's English, but I've heard him do a Southern accent. Well, Carrie Yules.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure I know who that is.
He was in the Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah. I know who you mean. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is kind of one of a kind. He is very unique. I'm maybe some of our viewers will chime in with who they think could portray Ted Turner. I'd be very curious to know. I mean, it seems kind of likely. I mean, doesn't he seem like a likely candidate for some kind of movie about his life?
Yeah.
But I'm just going to blurt this out. But given the way the media is going these days, like, would anybody want to green light that? Because it's only going to make all the people who run the media today look really weak and silly and uninspired in comparison. Because Ted Turner was a guy who actually did stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard to imagine I don't want to start throwing names around, but any of these people that we now know as media titans, I challenge any one of them to skipper the America's Cup team.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen. I mean, he was like, and if they did that movie, they would call it The Last American Cowboy. That is what you would call it. So, gee whiz, I feel like I'm starting this project right now. We just have to figure out who's going to play him, and we'll call it The Last American Cowboy, and we'll take it and sell it to who?
GCM,
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Original production. Okay. Do you want to do question 2?
Sure, but let me see if I can figure this out. Okay. This is Susan.
The smell of smoke is really incredible right now, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That fire is really near me.
Really close. Okay. Well, if you have to bail, let me know if you have to bail, and we'll do an abbreviated version of the show. Wow, if you can smell it in your building, that's and it's not in your building, that's not good.
Yeah. No, I've heard the fire trucks and stuff, so somebody's on it.
I'm starting to hear them now too through my earpiece. Yeah. Okay, Susan in Fresno says, before watching Teddy Bear, which she didn't want to type out who killed Teddy Bear, my favorite dance scene in a movie was the one in Pulp Fiction. There seemed to be similarities between the scene with Sal Mineo and Juliette Prowse and John Travolta, Uma Thurman, including, the discomfort the viewer feels while watching. I don't know that I feel discomfort watching Travolta and Uma Thurman. I'm not sure.
Not really. I mean, I didn't find it particularly.
Yeah, I
I don't
didn't
know.
think it was
I didn't think it was like,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
Um, okay, it was suspense paired with great choreography and music. Is it possible that Tarantino was influenced by that scene in Teddy Bear? I will just say there is absolutely no way I can comment on what influences Quentin Tarantino unless he says it himself, right? There's so much great music in noir, and now wondering if there are other dance scenes with couples that stand out, especially plot driven. So enjoyed Noir City this year with the music theme, maybe a dance theme not far behind. Um, that's kind of doubtful because although I have done a night of ballet
Mhm,
music,
yeah.
I have done that. But Spectre of the Rose and the Red Shoes, which
Brendan's
nobody
Brendan.
on earth thinks of the Red Shoes as a film noir except me.
Yeah.
But
No, I was gonna say Brendan still talks about the stabbing dance from the time that you showed
yeah,
Spectre of the
yeah,
Rose.
Spectre of the Rose is pretty amazing,
Yeah.
and I don't know that Susan in Fresno was thinking of ballet
Yeah.
when she was referring to dance, but yeah, Spectre of the Rose has some pretty amazing dance sequences with actual ballet dancers who were cast as the two leads in that film. The one it isn't really plot driven, but there's a great dance scene in Fallen Angel where Dana Andrews dances with Linda Darnell, and it's pretty hot. And it's mostly it's not the dancing, it's the way Otto Preminger shoots the scene.
Yeah.
Because he stages there are very intimate close-ups of them dancing, but it's in the midst of a full packed dance floor.
Mhm.
And as usual, Preminger's camera work is unbelievably great, just so elegant and so sophisticated. So that scene really stands out for me. Are there any other ones you can think of? A dance scene in a film noir. I know I sometimes I
I mean, I'm
regret.
kind of thinking the opposite. That the Gene Kelly Sid Charisse number um is very
Now
noir.
are you
And
are
oh,
are you meant
jeez.
you mean the bandwagon?
No. The Gene Kelly
You mean
one in
in Singing in the Rain?
Singing in the Rain. Yeah.
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 Um,
Even though it's set in the 20s, it's a very Norse sequence. And then, of course, in Bandwagon, there's an actual very much classical
right.
film
Yeah.
noir.
If Susan in Fresno has
Yeah.
not seen the Girl Hunt ballet, as it's referred to in the bandwagon with
Yeah.
Fred Astaire and Sid Charisse, I guess we've officially determined that Sid Charisse is the official dancing queen of film noir.
Plus Party Girl
But yeah, and then there's Party Girl on top of all that. So
on top
yeah,
of all that. Yeah.
um, well, that I think that was a sufficient answer. I hope. Um, so let's go on to number three here.
Okay. Let me get my list up. Come on.
I know
Okay.
it's so funny. I used to have our screen and the questions side by side, but I installed something new in my laptop, and now it makes for a very tidy desktop, but I can't have the two things at side by side anymore. So I have to go switch between them. Okay.
Okay. And this question is from Ron from Jupiter, Florida. I attended the festival last week and was wondering about your and Eddie's view of the Castro. Sorry, he's referring to San Francisco Silent Film
Oh,
Festival.
okay. Okay.
I attended the festival last week and was wondering about your and Eddie's view of the Castro now that you have seen a show there. I think the theater is gorgeous and the temporary seats are reasonably comfortable, but still I spent a lot of time in the much more comfortable permanent seats in the balcony. And wasn't Queen Kelly amazing?
Um,
Well, I think you're brave for sitting in the balcony. I cannot sit in the balcony at the Castro. It makes me feel like I'm gonna fall into the orchestra pit. I do
Oh,
not.
okay.
It's just like it's too steep of a grade for me. So it's so funny to hear someone say. I mean, those are the old seats because those are original to the theater, which is why they were they had to keep them since they decided to landmark the building interior. So
Um, and what's your opinion about the the theater, the renovated theater?
oh my God, the restoration was freaking gorgeous. It looks so beautiful. Just the interior of the theater, the ceiling and everything's great. Sound system's great, which I was expecting because I know how much money they spent on it.
Yeah.
Because people don't know, I work for design engineers and they worked on that project. So I got to see a lot of things. The project manager kindly would show me photos and tell me what was going on with the project as it was going on, which was real nice. But my friend Jonathan. The women's bathroom is so much better. Even though
It
hilariously,
would have to be. It would
oh my
have to be.
God,
Not that
that
I
is
spent a lot of time in the women's bathroom, but after 20 some odd years of producing shows there, you hear legendary tales about the women's bathroom.
yeah. Even the funny part about it though is so when you I was it's down a staircase. It's
Well, that's I don't
yeah.
understand. Do you know why they did that? Why they flipped? Because what used to be the men's bathroom is now the women's bathroom, and vice versa. So
I
I don't know
believe it
why they
was
did.
because they could put in more stalls in the women's restroom because there's like 8 or 9 stalls down there now.
Okay.
So that was why. And so but what was funny, so there's a little old lady in front. She's not a little old lady, she's an older woman with a cane. And there's like a little plaque, where it says women's room. So there's a picture of a woman, but then there's also a picture of a wheelchair. And she said, how is a wheelchair supposed to get down the staircase? And they have to, because they have to have and they do have 2 ADA stalls, but there's like no way anyone
You can't get down
you
there,
can't
yeah.
get down there unless you're but still, if you're using a cane or whatever, it's still nice to have the bigger stall, I'm sure. But then it's so funny because I didn't think of it at the time, but later I thought of Richard Widmark. We could just have Richard
Here's how
Widmark
you get
get
down the
down the
stairs.
stairs in your wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was fine with the temporary seats, because basically what happens is they have this thing that comes out and it's like risers and then they put the chairs in for a show. And the rake is way better than the rake was before. So actually, in terms of the rake, it's a lot better, especially when you're a shorty like me. I'm only 5'4", so for me, it's nice to have a really much better rake than it did before because I didn't have problems seeing over people like I normally would. So that was
I
nice.
see.
I mean, they were moderately comfortable. I mean, I don't think the original seats in the cast were that comfortable, honestly. And it's also kind of nice because they're vinyl, so they're a lot cleaner too, which is also kind of nice. But no, but I mean, it's because you're not. I mean, but if you used to go into multiplex all the time, it's not like that. It's not like going to the Metreon or the Apple and sitting in
Yeah.
a recliner. It's just but I wouldn't expect that.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to one of our regular listeners, Judy Imhoff, who found me a seat for that screening because I didn't really arrive late to the opening night, but I was by myself and I just couldn't find a single seat, and luckily Judy was in like the second row and had a vacant seat next to her, so she kindly let me sit there. But I found the all the cosmetic work to the theater is spectacular. I did not have a good experience with the temporary seating. I was extremely uncomfortable by the end of the film. And I thought, wow, I don't know that I could have watched this movie if it was another half hour longer.
Yeah.
And I've heard similar comments from people around me. So that's my only complaint about that, and of course I'm thinking about that keenly because as a producer who would show there and do 4 movies in a day, at Noir City and like the Silent Festival does, people have to sit there all day,
Yeah.
and I wonder if that's a pleasant experience. That's
Yeah,
all.
I mean, I don't know because like everything I went to was like because I did not make it. I was so late for opening night. I wasn't there until Friday. Anyway, so and I saw like one thing on Friday and two things in a row on Saturday and Sunday. But both those films are only like I'm about everything I watch was like around the hour mark, a little more than that, hour and a half. Plus, at the Silent Film Festival, I mean, the advantage of Silent Film Festival is they have different people. For people that don't know, they have different people accompany each film. So there's always an hour in between shows. So I mean, that's the one thing about doing that festival there is you're still up in between shows for an hour.
Right,
So
right. Because the next the musicians who are playing the next film have to come in and set up and tune and get everything arranged. So there's always a big intermission. Whereas at
yeah,
Noir City, we turn pretty fast. I mean,
yeah,
it's like a 20-minute intermission. And on weeknights, if you're showing on a Tuesday or a Thursday night, people don't want a big intermission because they want to get the show,
yeah.
get it over with because I got to get home. I'm taking public transportation to get home.
Yeah.
So there isn't a big intermission. So you're essentially sitting for close to 4 hours, and it would be a challenge. We'll see. I mean, I'll obviously go back and I'll report further, but that was my initial take on that. Yeah, sound is great. All the cosmetic details are great. I was not a big fan of the seating.
And I just wanted to say because you didn't go to it, but so on Friday night, which is the first thing I went to, there was a program of uh, Japanese paper animation, and I'm going to try and keep this as brief as I can, but there is a reason why I'm bringing this up on this show. So basically, in Japan, from like the 30s up until like the war, these toy projectors were sold and they came with like little usually animated films that were only a minute or so because obviously it's a toy projector, but instead of being on film they were on paper, and then there was this device in there that reflected light so that it would project anyway. And one of the things that could happen is they did sell blank rolls for kids to make their own cartoons, and then what was funny though is when they were restoring these films, they found on one of the films they were restoring on the flip side, this kid had done his own cartoon, right? His own little animated piece.
Right.
And so what was funny about it was a scene from an American film noir.
Oh,
Yeah, which I thought was great. It's the oh god, what's it called? Um, like Catherine Grayson's in it, and it's like Sell Something. It's like a prison break movie.
with Catherine
Is it Kath?
Grayson
Is it Catherine Grayson?
in a
Is that right?
prison break
Maybe it's
movie.
not Catherine Grayson. Maybe it's someone else. But anyway, it's like I want to say Death Penalty, Sell Something, something like that.
Oh, you mean cell, like CELL?
CELL. It's like
Oh, like
cell and the
cell
number.
block something or other. So, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was really funny because it was actually an action scene. So he just like drew this like getaway
That's
car. It
pretty
was
funny.
really funny. Yeah. And so what was funny was when the lights came up, Meredith Brody was behind me and she just said to me, "We can't get away from it, can we?" Meaning
Can't
film
escape the noir. No, it's
noir.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, is it my turn to read?
Yes. Question 4.
Okay, this is from Brett in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, I guess, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you've seen enough film noir or just classic movies in general, one thing that stands out is the use of Alfred Newman's score for street scene in a number of movies. This piece of music was originally used for the 1931 movie of the same name, but it showed up in a number of noirs and other films in subsequent years in different ways. To me, it almost feels like it's an unofficial noir anthem, if there even is such a thing. Any insights you can provide would be appreciated. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think street scene is like the unofficial
Yes, absolutely.
anthem of film noir. There is not a, I don't know if there's a 20th Century Fox film noir that doesn't use that piece of music, right? And yeah, I mean, oh my God, it's ubiquitous in Fox noir. And let's hear it for the Newman family, the incredible Newman family. Of there's a lot of them: Alfred Newman, Lionel Newman, and of course Randy Newman, who has upheld the tradition of great composers in that family, and I think has ended up winning more Oscars than all of all of
All
his
the rest
forebears
combined.
put together. Yeah, yeah, because Randy Newman could just fall out of bed and write an Oscar-winning song.
Yeah.
So which is funny because that is certainly not how I first came to appreciate Randy
Oh
Newman.
yeah, yeah. I remember when he was doing pop music. Yeah,
Oh yeah, when
that's
and he was
yeah.
very, very controversial when he came out with the first few albums, you know, and what can I say? As timely as ever,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So Randy Newman way ahead of the curve, as all the Newmans were.
Uh,
Okay.
okay, so I wanted to say the name of the film was Cell 2455 Death Row.
And that's with William Campbell, I believe,
Correct.
is the star of that movie. Yeah.
And it's Catherine Grant.
Catherine Grant.
Grant, not
Okay, yeah.
Grayson.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry. I wanted to
yeah. And
correct myself.
what an incredibly obscure movie.
That's what I'm saying. It
Uh
originally showed in Japan.
yeah. Wow, that is something.
It was so great. I mean, and people just, that probably got the biggest applause of all the animation in there. And it was just so fun to see something that was, done by this kid, you know what I mean? And just, I don't know, it's very cool.
Okay.
Okay. Da, da, da. Oh, and I just wanted to say too, um, when we show it was nice when Victoria didn't Victoria sing that when we screened the film?
I'm sorry, what?
Didn't Victoria sing that at North City?
Sing.
Street sing? Or am I crazy?
No, she did sing. She sang a few things. Victor
Yeah.
Mature's daughter, sang a few things. Um, was it street scene that she knew that there were words that went
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah. I'm
And
pretty sure.
yeah. I believe that is correct. I know she sang the. Oh my God, I can't remember the title of it now, but there's a beautiful uh, theme song to the Italian film Facts of Murder that she also sang when we showed that. That was pretty fantastic. God, I'm sorry I can't remember the title of that song right now, but it's quite great. Anyway,
Okay.
we're creeping up on the lightning round, but there's one to go here, and I'm just going to read this.
Okay. It's
It's not a
unsigned.
it's an unsigned one. It says I've downloaded a noir film classic that is in the public domain and edited the scenes to rescript and recut to tell a new story on a controversial topic of our times. Okay. My question is, aside from Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, can you think of any other film that was made in this manner? Unsigned. Huh. Interesting. That went unsigned because someone is not quite certain about the legality of what they're doing. Hence, it's unsigned. And well, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid is a totally different thing. but not entirely, because what I mean, this is a strange thing that's been, I don't know what this person is really asking here, but uh yes, there was a film that also used this. It was called the Empire, I think it was called the Empire State Murders. Uh and God, I'm drawing a blank now. People are looking this up, and I wish I could do it, but I'm so inept that I can't do multiple things on my computer at the same time. Um, yeah, the Empire State Murders, and it was made 10 or 12 years ago, I think, and it never got distributed. And I'm going to say, not going out too far on a limb, that the reason it was never distributed was because of these very rights issues that just made this very, very difficult. And I'm not sure. Well, here's my personal experience with this movie. The producers of that film reached out to me and said, could you put us in touch with some of these people that we know you're familiar with that are still around from the classic noir era, like Marsha Hunt and Richard Erdman and some other people. And the conceit of this film was that it was a mystery set in the past where they were using film clips from the classic films as the flashbacks, and then they were choosing film clips based on who was still alive that they could interview to talk about this quote unquote mystery. And Kirk Douglas was in it. Kirk Douglas, at post stroke Kirk Douglas was in it. And I collaborated with them to a point until I said, you're not actually interviewing these people. You're actually providing them with lines that you want them to say. And even though it's an interview format, it's a performance. And all of these people that you're talking to are members of the Screen Actors Guild, and they can't do this for free, right? And it was interesting because I just felt like I wasn't trying to be a troublemaker or anything, but artists should be paid for their work. And I felt like the filmmakers were exploiting the fact that these were older people who were flattered to be asked to be in something like this, but they were giving them pages of dialogue and asking them to, you don't have to say this exactly, but this is what we want you to say, because they were clearly setting it all up based around this plot that they'd created out of these older film clips. So that film, to my knowledge, has not been shown very often because I think it ran afoul of just too many legal issues there. And anyway, that's all I have to say about that. The Empire State Murders. Uh, I saw it. It didn't quite hold together. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Let's do the lightning round.
Okay, lightning round. Let's do it.
And this is from Jan. Drunken Angel is one of the best films I have seen. With the Film Noir Foundation, I even work for them. Plan to restore it.
Not at the moment. I mean, that's a very well known film, and while I wish it existed in better condition, I don't imagine that the Film Noir Foundation is going to grapple with whatever is required of dealing with a Kurosawa film in Japan. So yeah, I'd like to see it look a little better than what we showed on TCM recently, but I'm very happy that people really enjoyed seeing that movie.
This is from Michael, Post Falls, Idaho. At a recent festivals, you exhibited Noir Film Foundation funded restorations of the Yellow Canary and Slightly Scarlet. Will these films be available to purchase from Flickr Alley?
Yes.
Will these films be shown in Oakland in January? Because I'm a little
Uh,
peeved.
I would suspect so. Yes.
And
The
was it?
Yellow Canary may end up being a standalone screening in the Bay Area. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I suspect that certainly. I mean, if we spend the money to restore a film, we're going to show it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all there is to it. So yes.
And also, was it just a coincidence that both films have a color in their titles?
Um, well, we showed. I really wanted to show the. Well, we did. I think in L.A. we showed the Yellow Canary and the Crimson Canary on the same night. That was pretty good. Yes. Otherwise, it is Yellow Canary and Slightly Scarlet. That is coincidental that they both have colors in their titles. Yes.
Okay, and this is from Keith. I'm wondering what Eddie and Noristas think of the Netflix adaptation of Joe Nesbo's The Devil's Star in Detective Hole, the latest so-called Nordic noir hit streaming.
Have not seen it.
Okay, I haven't either, but I just would like to say, if people haven't seen it, it's on Facebook. I actually posted it on the Film Noir Foundation page. But the mayor of Oslo did the most hilarious short where he's disputing the accuracy of the portrayal of the city in this series.
Very good.
It
Very
was
good.
so funny. So people know that they're not run by a secret cabal of people in masks. It's actually run by democratically elected officials. Anyway, you
Well,
guys have got to watch it. It's really funny. It just cracked me up so hard.
Okay, I may at some point check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. This is from David. I had a question for Eddie. It involves an actor named David Bacon, who was murdered in 1943. Some newspapers reports from the time state that shortly before his death, Bacon had been signed by Robert Siodmak for an important role in the noir Phantom Lady. Do you know if this is true? And if so, what role it was he was supposed to have played?
Don't know. This is actually the first time I've heard about this. So,
Oh, cool.
Congratulations. You've brought something up I have absolutely no knowledge of. So, have a drink.
Okay, this is from Joseph. Can you please provide a list of all the films for which you have done intro and extras out for, as they provide excellent insight into the films you discuss? I know all of your followers will appreciate seeing the list.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to do that right now. No, I'm not. I mean, if you go on YouTube and just type in, I assume he's talking about the stuff on TCM.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube and just type in Noir Alley, Eddie Muller, they all are there. They will all come up. And if you, I'm sure there's some way that you can sort them, chronologically or something. So
yeah. Also, on the Noir Alley page on TCM, TCM website, does it list everything that you've shown so far?
it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like it's logged somewhere. Yeah.
I mean, I have that list in my computer, but it's only by, I keep a folder of each season of my scripts, and they're all, everyone is titled by date and then title, right? So if I went in and I looked, it'd be like 2017. I know every movie I showed because it's a chronological listing of the scripts I wrote.
Yeah.
And then it goes from there, right? Which is astoundingly been, we're in the midst of year 9, which I can't even believe. Because March of 2027 will be the 10-year anniversary of Noir Alley. Incredible.
Anyway, if there's an easy way for you to send me the titles or somehow I could put it up on Letterboxd.
But I'm serious.
Um,
I mean, if
yeah.
all you have to that's too many. I mean,
Yeah.
I do at least 44
Oh
movies a
shit!
year.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that is too many.
I do 44 movies a year, and yeah, and we're in the midst of the ninth year, so that's
Isn't
a
that
lot of.
weird? Like I had in my mind, you're on every week except for like summer
Well,
stars
except for the
summer
Oscar
stars and
month
Oscars. Yeah.
and August, yeah.
So I don't know
Um,
why I was thinking like, oh, like 12 a year. It's like, no, it'd be
no,
like four
it's
times
40
that much.
44 movies a year, right? Because there's 2 months that I'm not on, so that's 8 weeks that I'm not on. So it's 44 uh distinct episodes every year, or installments, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's a lot.
It's crazy.
By March of 2027, that will be 440 movies.
That's
So
insane, Eddie.
that's a
That is
lot.
so crazy. And you,
I
because
mean,
you, just
some
so
of
people
them.
know, you write your intros and outros.
I do write all
Those,
my intros and outros. Yeah.
that's not, that's all you.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, obviously we have, well, we don't call them repeats, we call them encores. And I'd be curious to know, like, what is the most shown movie on Noir Alley? It might be Act of Violence, might be the most shown movie. I know I've shown it 3 times, which is I've there's no movie I've shown 4 times. I know that. So
yeah.
3 times is kind of the limit until I get to like year 12 or 13. Let's hope. Okay. All right. On with
Okay.
the lightning round.
And this is from Brett in New York, New York. Okay, so recently Eddie referenced what he termed the florid, soul searching dialogue in 1947's The Gangster. He then cited Force of Evil as the only other noir that had similarly highfalutin, my term, not his, dialogue. I wonder if Eddie would agree that Deadline at Dawn might belong in that list of noirs with dialogue that isn't exactly naturalistic, given its script was adapted by the often florid and poetic Clifford Odets. Also, certain scenes in The Gangster brought to mind William Saroyan for me.
William Saroyan. Yeah.
Saroyan.
Yeah.
If Saroyan, the author of the human comedy in the time of your life, had written a film noir, it might well have resembled The Gangster.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good observation. Brett Leverage from New York. Yeah. Daniel Fuchs, who wrote the novel Low Company that The Gangster is based on. There's a definite connection that I could feel between him and William Saroyan, definitely. Um, yeah, and Deadline at Dawn, yeah, I agree with that, but really that florid dialogue is all one character. It's Paul Lucas playing the cab driver who has the most Clifford Odets like dialogue in that movie. What's interesting about Force of Evil is that Abe Polanski manages to make he gives that kind of dialogue to everybody, so it establishes like a baseline in the film that this isn't going to be realistic dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, even Beatrice Pearson has incredibly poetic dialogue in that movie. So I understand the connection, but really they're reserving it just for Paul Lucas's character in Deadline at Dawn. The Gangster is more everybody kind of, when the gangster himself is so florid, that's kind of remarkable. Anyway, that was an interesting question. Okay.
Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, and then Tyler, who I don't know where Tyler's from, says, the two of you frequently talk about various noir authors and how essential it is to read them. There are so many authors and books that come up, though, that it gets overwhelming. I've read Hammett and Chandler, but can you recommend one or two books from each of various authors that you would recommend as places to start for those writers? That's an interesting question. Anne, I know you will probably have, and I mean, this could take hours.
Yeah.
But so I think what I'm going to do instead is like, I just so happen to have a stack of books over here that are like a current stack. So I'm just going to go through this kind of quickly to maybe there's some value in this. So you've heard me talk about this one. I recently reread Solomon's Vineyard by Jonathan Latimer, who wrote many classic noir films. This book rocks. Boy, I would love to see that made into a film. Okay. I've also read this one this is an author I like very much, Massimo Carlotto, The Master of Knots, but there's all kinds of Massimo Carlotto. I'm not going to bog us down by telling you his fascinating backstory. And
we've talked about it before, I remember.
Yeah, how he lived as a fugitive for years, and he escaped the death penalty and that was hanging over his head in Italy, and he fled to South America and then escaped, and then eventually was pardoned and became a very successful mystery novelist in Italy. His books, The Goodbye Look is a particular, I think it's called Arrivederci Amor Ciao. Arrivederci Amor Ciao is, I think, his masterpiece. Okay, this is a book that I was reading for research purposes. The Goose is Cooked.
Oh, I love that cover.
By Emmett Hogarth. This is actually Abraham Polonsky, one of his first published works under a pseudonym. It's a mystery novel that I am reading just because I'm finishing a documentary film on Abraham Polonsky right now. And I found that online and wanted to see what his mystery fiction was like. This is a favorite of yours, I know, Charlotte Armstrong. This is her Edgar Award-winning novel, A Dram of Poison. So I have that on my to-read list. Okay, this is a novel, Grimhaven by Robert Tasker. If people have read Scoundrels and Spitballers by Philippe Garnier, they know the fascinating story of Robert Tasker, who was also a convicted criminal serving time in San Quentin, who rehabilitated himself through writing novels and things. He worked in Hollywood for a number of years, but this is his very good, very substantial novel. What was our woman's name? Hold on. Natsuo Karino, the Japanese woman. That this is not her, but this is Point Zero by Seicho Matsumoto, is the novel that the movie Zero Focus is based upon.
Oh, I would like to read that.
Yeah, so I have this in my pile to be read because I want to see what the novel is like, having loved the movie.
I love that movie. That was my favorite movie that year.
Cosby. Blacktop Wasteland, which is I think this was Sean Cosby's first. Was this his first novel? I can't remember, but it's good. It's really, really good. He's a hot young mystery writer. This is interesting. I got this. The author's name is Francesca Pension. She sent this to me because she's a big fan. She came to the Noir City Festival in Seattle, and this is her first novel, which she had published, and she sent it to me. I have not read it yet, but I like a person who writes a mystery novel and does the cover art themselves. That's her own illustration on the front of that. So we'll get now. Here's a guy that I just discovered recently, Pascal Garnier. Cannot recommend him highly enough. This guy is the heir apparent to Georges Simenon. Pascal Garnier. There are collections of these Gallic Noir novels. They are from who published these? I don't know. Just like gallicbooks.com, but anything Pascal Garnier is black humor, very noir, very violent, good stuff. And then this one was a gift from my friend Ken Duffy, The Face on the Cutting Room Floor, by Cameron McCabe, because I showed some stuff at the last Noir City Festival in Oakland that he said really reminded him of this book. And so he gave me a copy of the book to read. So I am reading that as well. So there, rather than saying that's just a bunch of books I'm throwing out there, you know, I didn't really answer the question. So maybe you can, maybe you can help out with that, Ann. I just threw a bunch of titles out there, and I probably added to the overwhelming quality that he was complaining about. But, you know, I will say this. I think that next year's Noir City festivals will be about writers. I think my strategy is to like discuss writers, just like he was saying, not Hammett, not Chandler, not James M. Cain. Well, maybe James M. Cain because we restored slightly Scarlet, but just people who don't get their due as people who've written source material for film noir.
Yeah, and there's a lot of women writers that wrote source
Absolutely.
materials. Okay, so I guess for me, I'll say Cornwall Woolrich, either Rendezvous in Black or The Bride Wore Black.
Okay.
Either one of those two. He's already read Hammett, but for anyone else, I would actually say, I mean, obviously, assuming that you've read The Maltese Falcon and The Thin Man, then I would say the Continental Op stories. There's a collection like of all of them because I really love the Continental Op. He's one of my all-time favorite characters. I love him so much, and the stories are so great. And then
the Glass Key is great, and Red Harvest is great.
Yeah. They're all great books, but I felt like those have probably been read, and maybe people haven't read the Continental Ops stories. Yeah. I don't think they're as well known, and I really think they're terrific. Charlotte Armstrong, it's really hard for me to pick just one, but I'll go with the okay, I'm going to go with the, well, no, I should go with something better known. I was going to say the 17 Widows of Sanssouci, which I really, really love, but I'll say, oh gosh, she's done so many good things.
Don't say A Dram of Poison, because I already
you said it. You already did A Dram of Poison, so I'll go with The Uninvited.
Okay.
And then with Patricia Highsmith, I mean, I would go for just the talented Miss
all the Ripley books are great, but
I do all those. But Strangers on a Train is great. I mean, but if I think if I was only doing one of hers, I would probably do the talented Mr. Ripley. But I think
you kind of can't go wrong with Patricia Highsmith. Her stuff is really great.
Yeah. And then of course, I'd probably also say Ride the Pink Horse, which is a really great novel. It's kind of
now that I think of it, there's there's this, which is a set from the Library of America that my colleague, my beloved colleague Jeffrey O'Brien edited this series that includes Frederick Brown's The Murderers, Dan J. Marlowe's The Name of the Game is Death, Charles Williams' Dead Calm, which was made into a movie, Uh, I'm telling you, Dorothy B. Hughes' The Expendable Man, which
Yeah.
I have recommended before. And if I got a nickel for every person who said they read it, I'd
Yeah.
retire. Richard Stark, of course, Donald Westlake, aka Donald Westlake. The Score, Margaret Millar, The Fiend, which is a really great novel. She was married to Ross MacDonald.
Yeah.
Ed McBain, right? The 87th Precinct novels. Doll, he's actually Evan Hunter.
Yeah.
And that's also a pseudonym. So there you go. Chester Himes, Run Man Run. All those Chester Himes books are fabulous. And the Patricia Highsmith in here is The Tremor of Forgery. Have you ever read The Tremor of Forgery?
That one I have not read.
Nor have I, but I have it right there in that collection, so I will get around to it.
And they also, Library of America also did a really great women noir set that I really recommend too.
Yeah.
That's a great collection of stories. And so that's a good place to start as well. Wait, what I was gonna say? Oh, Agatha Christie's Endless Night. I love Endless Night. That's like, that is actually my favorite Christie novel. But everybody should read it, then there were none if you haven't, because that's just,
I have not read it, so
oh God,
I'm
it's
gonna
a great
do
book.
that.
Yeah. And oh, and I just read for the first time, and I can't remember the name of the author. Sorry, guys. The Decalong House, which is a Japanese book about a group of university students who all belong into a mystery club, a golden age mystery club, you know. And so each of them is nicknamed by one of the great authors from that period. And anyway, they decide to go to this island together, and where like this murder had happened. And so you're like, you guys have read, and then there are none. I know you haven't yet. Here you are. And it's really good. But what was really funny to me was the one that was named Ellery after Ellery Queen was just like driving me nuts because he was like such a prat. And I was wondering, and I was just wondering, I wonder if Ellery Queen, that character's like that. And I tried to read an Ellery Queen novel recently, and there's a reason why that character was named.
Yeah,
Ellery Queen is got to be the most unlikable detective I've ever read. I couldn't get through the damn book because I just liked him so much. So I thought that was so. I was like, well, that Japanese writer was right because he's really friggin' annoying. And then I also really wanted to give a shout out for Berkeley Cox, who also wrote under the name Francis Ills, and For Malice Aforethought, which is such a great book. And then also he also wrote the book that Suspicion was based on.
Right.
Which I'm blanking on the name of right now.
Yeah.
It's also a legal term, which is why I'm blanking on it. But
yeah, I can't remember at the moment, but
yeah.
Good choices.
Okay, so we need to keep moving along here. Sorry.
Okay.
We shouldn't be asked about books. I think it's
I know it's very, very dangerous to ask us about book stuff. I mean, if you could see, I don't know if people, I mean, they can kind of see what a mess this office is, but what you can't see is what I'm looking at are 3 huge bookcases in front of me, just stuffed with books. There are more books over here, piles of books on the desk. I even, because Kathleen was downstairs listening to music, and I didn't want to tell her to turn the music down. So I closed my office door over here and was kind of shocked to discover that there are 4 huge, tall stacks of books behind the door.
Yeah.
I actually stacked books there that could fit in the space when the door is open. So there's just books everywhere. And that's just this room. If you can see, the room behind me over here also has like 6 or 7 bookcases in it. You can see windows behind me, but the rest of the walls are all bookcases, and there's even more books in there. So
Yeah. You can see some of my books, like, 'cause I got two of those brown bookcases, plus the shelving on either side of the picture of Marlena back there on the wall,
Yeah, yeah.
have books in them. I finally, my friend Nathan took my barware that I didn't want anymore. I'm so happy. And he also took like boxes and boxes of books that I had decluttered. It felt so great because I've been decluttering forever and I had everything boxed, but I don't have a car and I live in San Francisco and there's like no way to like donate my stuff or get it out of my damn house. So thank you, Nathan, again. Um, okay.
Important.
Yeah.
Important. Okay.
Okay. So, and I have bookshelves in my bedroom as well. And you guys have seen part of my Blu-ray DVD collection, but this is a small part of it. There's more of
Yeah.
it. Okay, so this is from Mark and Robbie from Guildford, Surrey, England, UK. The 3D Film Archive serves a similar role to the Film Noir Foundation in trying to hunt down elements and facilitate the re-release of 3D films in the original format. 1953 was a big year of 3D, and there were some good
Oh, yeah.
3D noirs made that year. I, the Jury, Inferno, Man in the Dark, and others. Eddie Ann, do you like 3D in general? Do you have a favorite noir in 3D? What scene from a classic noir do you think might have looked great in 3D? For me, it's the Dark Passage plastic surgery scenes.
Why just one scene in 3D? I don't understand. Why not the whole movie in 3D? If I had to pick a classic film I'd like to see in 3D, it would be I don't know why it just popped into my head. It would be Leave Her to Heaven. I would love to see Leave Her to Heaven in 3D, just because it just is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful film to look at, and uh, the interiors in New Mexico, all the stuff when they get up, east in the whatever they call it, the Lake of the Moon or whatever it is, all that stuff. There's just something about that film that it almost feels like it's in 3D to begin with, just because of the way everything is composed. It's so fascinating to me. I would like to see that in 3D. I imagine that Gene Tierney falling down the stairs in 3D would be pretty
That's
good.
the scene I thought of as soon as you said that.
Yeah, just the whole thing would be pretty exciting, I think. Yeah. And what's your favorite 3D your favorite film noir in 3D? Do you have one?
God, I hate to honestly, I, the Jury, which because the cinematography was
Because
done
it's
by
John
John
Alton. Yeah.
Alton. And it is so amazing. And once again, the opening credit scene is one of the most
Yeah, it's pretty
amazing.
great.
That is the single best thing I've ever seen shot in 3D. I will
Okay.
go out on a limb and say that. So that is definitely my favorite. And also, I like the way the film portrays Mike Hammer as a dumb brute, and I think it was very intentional. That was not an accident. That was purposeful that they did that. And so I also like
Yeah, he's kind of a knucklehead.
he really is.
Yeah.
You know.
Um, he doesn't have Biff Elliott doesn't have quite the charisma of Ralph Meeker. So it's
Yeah.
like Ralph Meeker's just a thug.
Yeah.
Biff Elliott's just kind of a knucklehead.
Yeah.
But my favorite is Inferno,
Yeah. That's a great
which
film.
I think is a really good
It's a
film.
great film. That could have not been in 3D and it still would have been a great film.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
3D is pretty cool,
Yeah.
so yeah, Inferno I think is by far the best noir film in 3D. And if anybody tries to say, but that's not film noir because it's all in the outdoors and it's in the desert and everything, and I said it's The Postman Always Rings Twice from the victim's point of view.
Yeah.
I mean that's exactly what that movie is,
Yeah.
and what a point of view you get in that film. It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what film noir I'd want to see in 3D. I don't know. I guess the only thing I'd want to see, like he said, one scene. I think maybe the Mildred Pierce Veda showdown on the staircase. That would have been fun to see in 3D.
Well, what's your favorite 3D movie, period, that you've seen that's in 3D?
Um, that's a good question. Honestly, Coraline.
Huh, interesting.
That
Okay.
was just it was incredible because
Yeah.
it's a fantasy and it really I thought it really worked for the film where it felt like it was a really good use of 3D from like an artistic point of view.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's Hugo, Martin
Yeah.
Scorsese's Hugo. I thought was just fantastic film and great use of 3D. And I don't, and it's interesting to me that that's like a forgotten Scorsese film.
Yeah.
Just because it's not his usual thing, and when Scorsese strays from, his neighborhood, right, which is Goodfellas and Mean Streets and Taxi Driver and all that stuff, people tend to like not pay attention.
Yeah.
So so there are these Scorsese movies like Kundun and Hugo and this stuff that people just never even mention when they talk about Martin Scorsese. But I thought Hugo was just fantastic. Just the whole film is brilliantly conceived, and the 3D is I thought it was the best use of 3D I've ever seen a director do. So
Yeah. And I thought also, with Scorsese too, there's two really incredible documentaries. So one is the history of film, which is really a history of American film, and then which is his films are the films that it, he takes you through sort of the history of film.
right.
And then the other one was My Voyage to Italy, which he also did, which was looking at Italian films, and
Yeah.
they found it's the films he had seen on television in New York growing up, because they would play films in Italian because there was such a large percentage of Italians in New York. And I just wish people would watch those, because I mean, I would, God, I would love to take a film class from Martin Scorsese. That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
I couldn't
that would be
think,
pretty cool.
like, could you imagine like taking like a film class on Powell and Pressburger from him? I mean, that would have been like
Be pretty amazing.
amazing.
Well,
Yeah. I mean,
I've always wanted to have him come to a Noir City
wow.
festival. I'd show After Hours, and anyway, we'll see.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
we got two more questions
yeah,
to go.
you go.
Okay, Rob wants to know: are there any actors or actresses you would like to have seen do a film noir? Maybe they chose not to, or just missed out with casting, etc. We've kind of had this question before. I don't really know. I think I said once before, Greer Garson. I would have liked to have seen Greer Garson do a film noir, but only because she was just always so virtuous. I'd like to see her play a less virtuous character. See how that would go over. But other than that, it's interesting that my brain doesn't actually work that way. Like,
Yeah.
I don't look at actors and say, what if they did this, or what if they were in that movie instead? I just kind of deal with this is what they did, and why, and what does it mean, and what's the value of it, and all that kind of stuff. I don't kind of mix and match after the fact. So do you have anybody that you would have liked to have seen in a
Audie
film
Murphy.
noir?
I
Audie
mean, he
Murphy.
did a Western noir, No Name on the Bullet, but I would like to have seen him in that. And yeah, that would have been cool.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. So, and now last question
Yes.
is from our buddy Alan in San Anselmo, California. Since I was once stuck in a downtown SF building elevator with Eddie, okay, I remember that night. I thought I should ask what group of, I'm not sure I understand this. What group of film noir artists he'd like to be stuck with in an elevator who are living today? I'm not sure I understand that, Anne. Can you help me out with that?
Um,
I
sorry,
thought,
let me look at the question again.
is a group or film noir artists he'd like to be, but they have to be living today. I'm
So
not.
basically, someone that worked in film noir that's still alive that you would want to be stuck in an
There
elevator
aren't too
with.
many.
I was gonna say it's kind of slim pickings at this point.
Yeah, I'll just say this: if I'm going to be stuck in an elevator with somebody, I want them to be a very small person. That's all.
The
I don't want them to
smallest
take up a
person
lot
who's
of
still
room. I don't
alive.
want them to take up a lot of room. I don't want them to take up a lot of air. So yeah, the smaller the better. Michael
Maybe
Dunn.
maybe someone on oxygen, so they have their own
They
oxygen
they
tank.
came with their own oxygen. Yeah, that's good. But they're knowing, they probably would not want to share.
Yeah.
But that's so funny because again, this is very telling. Because I think when most people hear a question like this, they're like, "Who would you want to be stuck in an elevator with?" And they're going to say like, Ella Raines, or or a woman would say, "Oh, I'd want to be stuck with Cary Grant in an
Yeah.
elevator," of course. But I just immediately think in practical terms. I want the smallest possible person in that elevator with me, so I don't feel cramped. They're not sucking up oxygen. And best of all would be if they like knew how to get the hell out of the elevator. That would be especially good. There were a lot of people that night that Alan is talking about. There were a lot of people in that elevator. That's why the elevator got stuck, because there were too many people in the elevator. And yeah, and there were some people who were not doing well
Yeah.
in that situation. Like somebody better come within 5 minutes or I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, not a situation I'm eager to repeat.
Yeah.
Unless it was with the Munchkins. Me and a bunch of Munchkins in an elevator would be okay. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah. I don't want to be stuck in an elevator, period. I don't think.
No, that's
I'll just
you don't
put
want
it.
to do that.
I
You don't
don't.
want to do
It's happened once, but that was enough. It was just
Yeah,
enough.
that's
Actually, it's
plenty.
weird. This question came up because I was talking to the security guard at work today, and someone had gotten stuck in the elevator last night for 3 hours.
That's not
like,
good.
Yeah, it's like, what yeah. Anyway,
But
so that's that.
so let me ask you this is how we'll go out tonight, Ann. Let me
Okay.
ask you a question. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator, very small elevator, or lost in the wilderness?
Well, stuck in an elevator.
Of course, right? Because everybody knows where you are.
Yes, I do not want to be lost in the wilderness.
You don't want
At
to be lost in
all.
the wilderness. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
Maybe that wasn't a tough question at all.
That was a very easy question. Just really quick, I wanted to tell people that I saw Exit 8, which is a Japanese, I guess you call it a Japanese horror film. That it got like something like an 8-minute standing ovation at Cannes, which I would not have given it a standing ovation. I mean, it was good. It just wasn't like, but it was very good. It was really interesting because it's about this guy who, as he's getting off his tubes out of the train of his tube stop, his girlfriend calls and tells him that ex-girlfriend tells him that she's pregnant and she's at the hospital deciding whether or not like to get an abortion. And then as he's trying to exit the through exit 8, he keeps looping around. So it's like he has to figure out then like, how is it that I get out of here? Because he sees a sign that says, if you see an anomaly, turn back if you don't proceed. So as he's doing this, what happens is if you're incorrect, then it resets to 0. So you have to keep like doing it. So it's very interesting. And then, yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because I went in completely blind.
Because I'm already confused. So
yes, yeah, you just have to see the film. It's too hard to explain.
All right.
But it's very good. So basically, yeah, I mean, you're seeing this guy like walking around the same tunnel over and over and over again until like, so it's sort of about like, yeah.
And I hope eventually there is some kind of resolution.
There is a resolution.
Okay, good.
Yes,
don't tell.
I won't tell what I don't want to say what it is, but it was good, and it had some good jumps in it with when these oddities occur. So
okay,
yeah, but
I have nothing else to share. I have seen nothing lately because I've just been working way too much, and so yeah, I have no recommendations to share, but there are things I'm looking forward to seeing. From the Cannes Film Festival, I was kind of surprised to hear that Andy Garcia had done this film called Diamond, which is his film noir tribute thing, because I saw the stage play that he was responsible for, which of a new version of Key Largo. I saw that in Los Angeles a couple of years ago, and who knew that Andy Garcia was this total noir guy, who apparently is kind of obsessed with it all, and apparently this film is pretty good, so I'm looking forward to seeing that at some point.
Yeah, you should get him to come to a festival so I can pass out.
Yeah. That would be good. I mean, Andy Garcia has done a lot
he's done noir stuff. Yeah.
A lot of neo-noir stuff. Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
A great film.
Yeah, based on one of my faves, Warren Zevon. That's the song title is from his song, So anyway, okay, Ann, I got to go eat dinner.
Okay.
My wife is cooking tonight. I'm so excited. Yeah.
And I have to clean up my kitchen. I
prepared everything, and then I said, now I have to go do this thing with Ann, and you cook this, and I'll eat it when I come back. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
Cool. And I will report to you all next time about the fire if I find out where the hell it was.
Well, you're still here. You're still here, so that's good news.
So at least it didn't affect me. Okay. Really quickly, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, share. Anyone that would like to support the work that the Film Noir Foundation does that we talked about, the restoration work, you can donate at filmnoirfoundation.org. And if you sign up on an email list, which is, by the way, is how you can submit a question, you have to be on the email list because we solicit questions through our newsletter. And you donate $20 or more to the foundation, then you get the digital version of Noir City Magazine for a year. I should have said that earlier when we were talking about restorations, but I forgot.
Thank you for reminding me, because the new issue of the magazine is coming very soon. And that reminds me, tomorrow I have to write the letter from the publisher. That's always the last thing that gets done.
Yeah.
Is I have to write the letter from the publisher. So that'll be fun this time, though. It's not going to be a diatribe this time. It's going to be a very uplifting, positive thing. So it's good. Okay, Ann, I'm out of here.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody again for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. And we'll be doing a few more of these before I take off to go to Italy. And
very exciting.
That'll be great fun. Okay. Thanks,
everybody.